Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle Ferguson and I'm the crochet pattern designer of Two Brothers Blankets. Today I'm going to teach you how to crochet the beautiful Sarah baby blanket. This baby blanket is a pattern I designed years ago and I am finally making a video tutorial to go along with it. It's a beautiful vintage looking baby blanket. It has a nice scalloped edge and shell stitches, and it's really quite simple to make. You'll need some worsted weight yarn. I have Paint Box Simply Air in here and an I 5.5 millimeter crochet hook or hook to obtain gauge. I will link the hook and the yarn and the blanket pattern in the description, so be sure to check that out. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so for the tutorial, I'm just going to make a little mini doll blanket, just a very small version of the blanket. For this blanket, you are going to work your starting chain in a multiple of 10 plus 9. So you can make it any width you would like. The pattern does have a size chart with different size blankets and their measurements and starting stitch count, chain count. So that's just a helpful reference for you, but you can make it any size you want by using the starting chain multiple of 10 plus 9. So for this little mini blanket that I'm going to do, I'm just going to do a chain 29 stitches. All right, I've got my 29 chains here. I am now ready to work row 1. Row 1 is going to be the right side of our work. So all the odd numbered rows are the right side. I'm going to turn my chain around and work in this back bump for mine. And I'm going to start by working 5 double crochet in the 6th chain from my hook. So I've got my first chain that's attached to my hook. And then we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to work 5 double crochet into that chain. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then it says to skip the next chain. No, skip 2 chains and then 1 double crochet in the next. So just 1. And then I'm going to skip the next chain, so just 1. And I'm going to do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in that chain. So essentially a V-stitch. That's what it looks like so far. Now I'm going to skip the next chain and work 1 double crochet in the next. Then I'm going to skip the next 2 chains, 1, 2, and work 5 double crochet in the next. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we are going to start our repeats, and we're going to repeat across until the last 3 chains. So we're going to skip 2, and then we're going to double crochet in the next. We're going to skip 1, and we're going to do our V-stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the next. Skip 1 chain, double crochet in the next, and then skip 2 chains and work 5. So since we're doing a teeny little blanket, we don't have a lot of repeats to do, and we're already at the last 3 stitches. So for the last 3, it says to skip 2, 1, 2, and do 1 double crochet in the last stitch, the last chain. All right, So there is my row 1. So with 29 chains, we got our first one. The starting chain counts as a stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 double crochet for this multiple. So that's row 1. That's going to be our right side. Now we're ready to move to row 2. So it says to chain 3, that's going to count as our first, and turn. We need to skip the next 2 stitches or double crochet. So this counts, so we're not going to count this first one. 1, 2. So we're going to be working into the very top of this shell stitch. And it says to do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into that next DC. So we have our V-stitch. Then we're going to skip 1 and do a double crochet in the next. So we've got a V-stitch in the third of the 5 DC, and then in the 1 double crochet in the 5th. Okay, so now we're going to skip 2 double crochet. So we've got 1, 2. We got our second one is that first stitch of the V-stitch. And then we're going to do 5 double crochet into this chain 1 space. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Now we are going to skip 1 double crochet, so that next double crochet of the V-stitch, and work 1 double crochet in the next. So we're working directly into that standing double crochet right there, that one by itself. So that's what we have so far. And then we're going to skip 2 and we're going to start our repeat, which is the V-stitch. So we're basically doing it again. We're going to skip 1, 2 double crochet, and then double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the next. And then we're going to skip 1 and do a double crochet in the next. Then we're going to skip 2 double crochet, 1, 2, and do 5 DCs into the chain 1 space of our V-stitch. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, then we're going to skip 1, which is this next one, this last stitch of the V-stitch, and do 1 double crochet in the next. And then we are going to skip 2, and we're at the last 4 stitches. It says to repeat the last 4 stitches. We skip 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 left. So we're going to do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the next. We're going to skip 2 double crochet, and we're going to double crochet, do 1 double crochet at the top of our chain. So here is row 2. So the ending is just a little bit different from the beginning, but that's what you have right there. All right, we're ready to start row 3. So we're going to chain 3 and turn our work. This counts as our stitch, so we're going to skip 1, which is our first stitch in our V-stitch. We're going to do 5 double crochet, into that chain 1 space. All right, we're going to skip 1, which is the second stitch of the V-stitch, and we're going to do 1 double crochet in the next. Then we're going to skip 2, 1, 2, and work a V-stitch, a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the next stitch, skip 1, and then do 1 double crochet in the next. All right, and now we're ready to start our repeat. So we are going to skip 2 DCs, 1, 2, that first one, and work 5 double crochet in the chain space. All right, skip 1, which is that next one of the V-stitch, and do 1 double crochet in the next. Skip 2 and work our V-stitch in the next. Chain 1 or double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Skip 1, double crochet in the next. And then we're at our last 4 stitches. So from here, we're going to skip 2, then we're going to work 5 double crochet in our chain 1 space. All right, and then we're going to skip 1, which is the second DC in our V-stitch, and double crochet in the last, which is the top of our chain 3 space. All right, so there we go. That is row 3. So now we are just ready to repeat. For the rest of our blanket, we're repeating rows 2 and 3. So I'm just going to do a couple more rows, maybe 2 more sets of rows, and then I will show you how to do the trim. All right, so let's repeat row 2. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, turn. We are going to skip the next 2, 1, 2, and work a V-stitch in the next. Skip 1 and do 1 double crochet in the next. Skip 2 and work 5 double crochet in the chain 1 space. Skip 1, work 1 double crochet in the next. Skip 2 and do a V-stitch. Skip 1 and work 1 double crochet in the next. Get yarn everywhere. Skip 2 and do 5 double crochet in the chain space. All right, skip 1 and do 1 double crochet in the next. Skip 2 and do a V-stitch in the next. All right, we're going to skip 2 and do a double crochet in the top of our chain 3. All right, there we go. That's a repeat of row 2. Now we're going to repeat row 3 again. So chain 3, turn. We're going to skip 1 and do 5 double crochet in the chain space. Skip 1 and do 1 double crochet in the next. Skip 2 and do a V-stitch in the next. Skip 1 and do a double crochet in the next. Skip 2 and do 5 double crochet in the chain 1 space. Skip 1 and do 1 double crochet in the next. Skip 2 and do a V-stitch in the next. Skip 1 and do a double crochet in the next. Skip 2, 5 double crochet in the chain 1 space. Skip 1 and do a double crochet in the top of your chain 3. And that is the repeat, rows 2 and 3. I'm going to do like one more set of repeats, I think one, off camera, and then we'll start with our trim. Okay, we are now ready to start our trim. So for trim, we're doing 3 rounds all the way around the blanket. So for our first one, we are going to start by working down the side of the blanket. We're not going to turn just yet, or at all. And so what I'm going to do, I chained 1. I'm just going to work single crochet stitches all the way along the bottom or the side of the blanket. And it's kind of tricky how you do your single crochet stitches. You kind of got to determine how many you need for, like, so we've got our ending double crochets here. I usually do 2 single crochet for those starting chains, chain 3s, and the double crochets. And then like right here, I just stick 1. So your stitch count may vary from mine, especially if you're doing a different number of stitches or number of rows than what the pattern calls for. But just try to work single crochet evenly down the side of your blanket. All right, I'm down at the bottom now. I'm going to do an extra one to get myself over to the bottom. So that's what it looks like so far. Now we're going to work along the bottom of the blanket. And I'm basically going to do 1 single crochet around each chain space or each chain. So there's 2 right here, and then we worked in 1, and then we had skipped 2, so I'm going to do 2 single crochet. And then we worked in that one, and then we skipped 1, and then worked in that one. And that's what I'm going to do all the way across. So basically just 1 single crochet for every chain stitch that we did to start. All right, we're at the end. I'm going to do an extra one to bring me up to the side again. And so now we're going to work up the other side of the blanket. So do it the same way you did the first side. Just kind of evenly single crochet up the side. I usually do about 2 single crochet for 1 double crochet or starting chain 3. But just kind of eyeball it, make sure it's even, and that it's not pulling or anything like that, or bunching up too much. All right, and back up to the top. Now we're working into our stitches. So we're going to do one single crochet in every double crochet and chain space. So I'm just working into these stitches here. And I'm also working into the chain space of your V stitches. Whoops. Well. All right, we're back to the side. So now I'm just going to join that first stitch, single crochet stitch I made with a slip stitch. So that is round 1 of our blanket trim. Now we're going to do round 2, which is really simple. We're just going to chain 1. We're not going to turn, and we're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So all those single crochets you just did, do a single crochet in each of them. And we're going to do that all the way around and then join to the first. All right, I've completed round 2 of our trim, and you could stop here if you want. If you don't want to do the scallops, the shelf stitches, you could totally just stop right here for your trim. But if you want those scallop shells, we're going to do one more round. So for round 3, we are going to chain 1. We're not turning again. We're going to single crochet into the first stitch. Then we are going to skip 2 stitches, and we're going to work 5 double crochet in the next to create our shell. All right, then we're going to skip 2 again and single crochet in the next. That's our first shell. Then we're going to skip 2 and do 5 again. And skip 2 and single crochet. And you're going to repeat that all the way around. Skip 2, 5 double crochet. Skip 2, single crochet. Now, we're at a corner, and I wanted to just give you a little tip that I found to be useful. Don't work a shell stitch in your corner, or else it's going to curve. To minimize curving in, I do another single crochet at the corner, and then I skip my 2 and work my 5 double crochet. That way you don't have to have one right there at that corner. And it helps minimize the curving. 1, 2, the curving in. I mean, it still does it a little, and I usually like to steam block mine to help with that as well. But as you can see, it lays a lot flatter than if I had stuck one right there. So now I'm going to continue across, skip 2, shell, skip 2, single crochet. And I'm going to repeat that all the way around, and I will meet you at the end of the round and show you how to join. All right, I'm at the end of my round. I finished with a single crochet. If you have more or less stitches, you may end up differently. Just get it to where you are as even as possible around. See, I have 3 here, 3 here. Just do your best to get it even looking. And then I'm just going to join with a slip stitch to that first stitch, and I will fasten off, and my blanket will be completed. Like I said, I like to go over it with a steamer just to like lay those shells flat, and it helps with the drape quite a bit. So I really like to do that. If you have any questions or concerns, please leave me a comment. I'll be happy to help. And I hope you'll like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.